the small town of Akwa, nestled in the heart of Nigeria, there lived a young lady named Kayameka. She was a beautiful and vibrant young woman, with a bright smile and a quick wit. Kayameka was a devout Christian, and she attended church regularly, where she sang in the choir and participated in the youth group. But despite her strong faith, Kayameka had a weakness for romance. She had always dreamed of finding her perfect match, someone who would sweep her off her feet and love her for who she was. And so, when she met a handsome and charming young man named Uche, she was immediately smitten. Uche was everything that Kayameka had ever wanted in a partner. He was kind, attentive, and romantic, always surprising her with small gifts and sweet gestures. Kayameka was head over heels in love with him, and she couldn't imagine living without him. But what Kayameka didn't know was that Uche was not what he seemed. He was a demon, sent to earth to wreak havoc and destruction. He had been living among humans for years, disguising himself as one of them, and preying on their innocence and naivety. Uche had been watching Kayameka from afar, studying her and learning her habits. He knew that she was a devout Christian, and he knew that she would be difficult to deceive. But he was determined to win her over, to make her fall in love with him, and to use her for his own nefarious purposes. And so, Uche began to woo Kayameka, showering her with attention and affection. He took her on romantic dates, bought her expensive gifts, and whispered sweet nothings in her ear. Kayameka was completely swept off her feet, and she didn't even notice that something was wrong. As the days turned into weeks, and the weeks turned into months, Kayameka and Uche's relationship grew stronger. They were inseparable, and they did everything together. Kayameka's friends and family were worried about her, but she wouldn't listen to their concerns. "I'm in love," she would say, her eyes shining with happiness. "Uche is the perfect man for me." But little did Kayameka know, Uche was not a man at all. He was a demon, and he had a sinister plan to destroy her life and soul. One day, Uche turned to Kayameka and said, "I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Will you marry me?" Kayameka was overjoyed. She had been waiting for this moment for so long, and she couldn't believe that it was finally here. She said yes, and Uche placed a beautiful diamond ring on her finger. But as soon as they were engaged, Uche's behavior began to change. He became more possessive and controlling, demanding to know where Kayameka was at all times, and who she was with. Kayameka tried to brush it off, thinking that he was just being romantic, but deep down, she knew that something was wrong. And then, one night, Kayameka discovered the truth. She was walking home from church when she saw Uche standing in the shadows, his eyes glowing with an otherworldly light. She knew, in that moment, that he was not human. Kayameka tried to run, but Uche was too quick. He caught her and held her in his arms, his eyes burning with an evil intensity. "You're mine now," he hissed, his voice like a snake slithering through the grass. "You'll never escape me." Kayameka was horrified. She knew that she had made a terrible mistake, and that she had to get away from Uche as fast as she could. But as she looked into his eyes, she saw something that chilled her to the bone. She saw her own soul, trapped in his eyes, screaming for help. Kayameka knew that she was in grave danger. She knew that she had to escape from Uche, no matter what it took. And she can't think anything straight because of fear. Before she said a jack, he used his power and put her inside his car. As they drove away from Aqua, Kayameka felt a sense of despair wash over her. But she refused to give up. She knew that she had to find a way to escape, no matter what it took. And so, she began to pray, asking God to deliver her from the clutches of the evil one, but words are not coming out of her mouth. As they are driving away from Aqua, Kayameka felt a sense of despair wash over her. She knew she had made a terrible mistake, and that she was now at the mercy of a malevolent entity. Kayameka's situation mirrored that of Sarah, a woman who had also unknowingly married a demon. Sarah's husband had discovered her whispers in her sleep, strange shadows lurking in their home, and an eerie feeling of being watched. As he delved deeper, he realized that Sarah had made a pact with the demon, trading their love and souls for power and devotion. Kayameka's fate remained uncertain, but one thing was clear: she had to escape from Uche's clutches. Would she find a way to break free, or would she succumb to the demon's power?